I was first diagnosed with asthma when I was 2 years old. I don't really remember when or how it was identified, but that's the story I hear from my mother, that that's where I started using pumps and seeing doctors regularly when I was 2 years old. My first memory with living with asthma was when I was around 4-5 years old, but I think I remember the specific events. I was turning 5, so my birthday is on the 10th of July, one of the coldest days in July. I remember having to breathe heavily on the night before, which was the 9th, and anticipating the 10th of July, which was the following day. But in the early hours of the 10th of July, like seeing lights of ambulance, I think that was also my first time being in an ambulance, like seeing lights as well when I was turning 5. So I'll say that's my biggest first encounter of realizing, okay, there's something wrong with me. And at a later stage, I then learned that, okay, this is asthma. I have a lot of asthma triggers. So gradually, when I was younger, they were different from now. But one of the mains are when it's too cold in July, when it's too hot around January and February, I get a tight chest. The other trigger is having cold, like drinking cold water, having ice cream. Also, what I've learned from a young age is that I cannot have pets. Like anything fluffy, your dogs, your cats, also that triggers me. So since I was small, I was told that I won't be able to use a blanket. I only use a duvet. And when I started school, like in my high school years, also the other thing that also triggered me, which is like the main right now in my life that triggers me, is stress. So every time when I'm about to write a paper, I know something is going to happen. So gradually I'd say it has changed, but I still have the mains. If the mains are a very cold weather, a very hot weather, and if I'm stressed. There's a huge stigma around having any condition, especially when you're a teenager. So I was also ashamed of being asthmatic, although I was asthmatic from the very young age, from 2 years old. When I got to the teenage ages, I was very ashamed, not only at school, but with my cousins as well. I also wanted to be able to sleep without having to take any reliever and wake up in the morning and just wash my face and go play with the other kids. It got worse when I got into high school because I didn't carry my reliever bag anymore. So every time when I have these attacks, I had to go rush to the hospital to get the nebulizer. I remember when I was in varsity, I think I was doing my first year, after a very long time of me not using my relievers and not taking my medication at all, because I just didn't feel like, even like going for like a month, knowing that, okay, I didn't have any attack, my chest was not tight. You say, okay, now I feel better. But then I had a very strange pain on my right lung when I think I was in my second year of varsity. I think I was 19. And when I had that pain, my mother rushed me to my doctor. They did tests, they did x-rays, and then they found out on my right lung I had accumulated water. And that water, when they did the test, they found TB in that water. At that moment, whilst I was in the doctor, before getting admitted or doing the operation of sucking out the water, my doctor actually reminded me, you are in this position because of 1, 2, 3. Because I was also asking questions, why does this happen? So I asked a lot of questions. How many people have experienced this? Is it caused by asthma? Is it caused by this? It happens in not most of asthma patients, but some patients don't. It doesn't happen to them. So he was although he was speaking the truth, but he was also very brutally honest with me. He's like, you have this because you have not been taking your medication for a while. And this is what led you here at that moment when I was not okay. So I was admitted into hospital. They drained the water. The water, looking back now, or even thinking about it, you won't even believe that the water was like half full of a 5-liter bucket, and it was like literally water with blood. Literally water with blood, and I don't even know how that water was how the water lived in my lung. So the aftermath of it, I still live with a lung that has a sac, so my lungs don't look like normal lungs. My right lung has a sac on it. So I'd say that the stigma, or me not being proud of my condition, or me not taking care of myself just because what are people going to say, what are my peers going to say, I'm not going to look cool anymore, you know what I mean, led me to that situation. Being a teenager is difficult. Having a condition on top of it is worse. And having a visible condition where in class, when you're opening your bag, your inhaler might drop, everyone would recognize, okay, you carry an inhaler, what is it for? At that age, you look at it as embarrassing. So I would say that the me being ashamed of who I am and what I had at that stage really affected me long term. I wouldn't advise it for any teenager to go through. So I would like to use my story as a, hey, if you're a teenager and you're asthmatic, take your pumps. It doesn't hurt. It's not like an injection that, like other diseases or other conditions that you have to take. It's just inhaling air into your lungs. So it really affected me a lot in the long run.